In this video I'm going to talk about molecules, and I've opened up a spoke, which is this model of a lamp, and if we have a look at the network we can see it consists mainly of parameters which have been connected up to these two nodes here. These nodes are molecules, they're not atoms. I can tell they're molecules because of this two-tone look that they have, and a molecule actually contains another network inside it. So it's a way of nesting networks. So molecules are really useful for several things. One thing you can do is you can break your complex networks down into smaller chunks and have each chunk of the network inside a molecule. Makes complex networks much easier to manage. Another thing that they're really good for is creating chunks of reusable functionality, whether it's geometry or expression functionality. You can create molecules and reuse them in many different networks. We'll have a look at that in a bit. I can go inside a molecule. I can select the molecule. I can either double click on it or I can press the I key. That will dive into the molecule. Now you can have molecules inside molecules inside molecules, so there's no real limit to the amount of nesting of molecules that you can do, which is a good thing to realize. The name of the molecule is up here in the breadcrumb bar, so the lamp is the name of the file that I'm in, and I'm currently inside the stand 1 molecule is what it's called. And I can zoom back out to the lamp either by clicking on the lamp name there, or I can press U and that will take me back up a level. So one very good use of molecules is to create reusable modules for things that you may use in many different situations. So for instance, Spoke Creator doesn't have a primitive, a torus primitive. So I've created a little network here which creates a torus, a configurable torus, and similarly I've made a cone and a cylinder as well. So any network that you can see in the network window here can be just saved as a molecule by going to the molecule menu and going save current as, referring to the current network. What it's actually doing though is it's really just creating another little miniature spoke. There's not really any fundamental difference between a molecule and a spoke, and really you can embed any spoke in any other spoke if you want to. You can see also that you can create new molecules off the bat, so that's created a new empty molecule there, and if I dive in it's empty. Let's go back up again. And the way to embed already existing molecules inside a network is by using the insert function under the spoke menu. It's also useful to create molecules that just deal with values and expressions sometimes as well, so they don't have to do anything with geometry necessarily. For instance, we have a network here that distributes a number of shelves through a given height and takes into account the thickness of each of those shelves as well. And to work out how to distribute those evenly within that space, there's a molecule here called distribute, and that just takes in the values of the material thickness, the number of shelves and the height, and performs a pretty simple calculation here and outputs the right amount to be able to move each copy of the shelf in order to get the desired final distribution.